Go.
Peace can only be created by those who are peaceful, not by Nobel laureates of peace. Be a peacemaker. Peace starts within me.
Nice. Thank you. Eddie, do you want to tell us?
So we are here today to celebrate life.
Say in the camera. Say it.
We're here today to celebrate.
Hold the sign up. Hold the sign up. Yes, go ahead.
We're here today to celebrate Life Camp, and this is Peace Week. And Erica Ford is the godmother of this movement. I'm very grateful that she asked us all to get here together. Erica, take over.
All right.
Okay.
Welcome everybody to the 10th anniversary of Peace Week. Let's give it up for all of y'all. Today, January 15th, which was Martin Luther King's actual birthday, marked our 10th anniversary of Peace Week. And 10 years ago this week, we started Peace Week. And we started Peace Week because there was two young ladies, I don't know if folks remember, that was killed in East New York, Brooklyn. One of the boyfriend of, not killed, they were shot. One of the boyfriend of one of the young ladies chased them down Linden Boulevard and shot them in the middle of the street. And, you know, the rashness of that whole act and shooting women like that wasn't something that happened, you know, women being shot in the street like that. And so A.T. Mitchell and myself got together and said that we wanted to start Peace Week for the concept of if we can have a week of peace, then we can have a month of peace. And then we can have a month of peace, we can have a year of peace. And with that Peace Week in particular, 10 years ago, we had no shootings in East New York, Brooklyn, and no shootings in Jamaica, Queens for that week. And from that, we got together and we pushed and we lobbied the city, and we got the New York City Crisis Management System. And the New York Crisis Management System, we started out with 5 sites and $5 million. And now it is 23 sites and over $37 million across the city being given to credible messengers and other organizations to address violence as a public health issue. And it is the work of the people that gave rise to all of those things. It is the work and the commitment of the people that allows us to stand here 10 years later and talk about the growth and the development and some of the healing and some of the development. Ms. Dixon, who we all know and love, is in Washington, D.C. right now at the Women's March event. And she, you know, started with us and now has her own organization, as do a lot of people who worked with us. And that is the whole purpose of what we're doing. It is to give birth and to give life and to ignite other people to take their pain and turn it into power, to come together and learn how to forgive, and not to forgive necessarily a person, but to forgive ourselves, to help in our own healing process so that we can grow, so that we can ignite life in ourselves and get the things that we want to get in life. And so we've been here doing this for 10 years, and so we want to give it up to everybody who helped us come along this 10 years. A.T. Mitchell, who is on the way, is a co-founder of Peace Week, and he'll be here shortly. Right now, one of our longtime supporters, I met Deepak Chopra in 2011. We were doing a conversation at the ABC studios in Manhattan, and ABC Carpet, store in Manhattan. It was me, Russell, and Deepak, and he was talking about yoga and meditation, and I was like, yoga and meditation, that's not for us in the hood. That's for some white people, rich white people. It ain't gonna work over here. And, you know, Deepak said, no, it's work. And I was like, well, then you come to the hood and you do it, right? And I think it was right here where he first came. And we held session with some of the parents for over, I don't know how many years. And also we held session with the young people, which gave rise to the Urban Yogis program, which is a very successful Urban Yogis program. They did work with the guys that are now trying to get into the Super Bowl, right? The Kansas City Chiefs, right? Is that the name of them? You know, I don't know about football. And then they partnered with the Chicago Bulls and did a summer program in Chicago. But it was through the commitment and dedication of Deepak Chopra to help us make peace real, as Deepak's great book says. And what inspired me about Deepak, and is a book that y'all should all read, is the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, and which we use as part of the teachings in our Urban Yogis program. So let's give it up, a round of applause for Deepak Chopra.
All I said to Erica is, doesn't have to be an angry peace activist. Be a peaceful peace activist. So yes, we forgive, not necessarily because the other person deserves forgiveness. We forgive because we deserve peace. And once you realize that, then you realize also that any conflict is ultimately solvable. We have the wrong metaphors. War on drugs, war on poverty, war on cancer. These are the wrong metaphors. They are metaphors of violence. We need peace because we can find peace within ourselves. We can creatively, together, create peace for everyone else. We have to just speak to each other respectfully. Know that any time there is conflict, there's the perception of injustice on both sides, otherwise there wouldn't be a conflict. We have to be ready to forgive and ask for forgiveness. It's important that we don't try to prove other people wrong because they'll never forgive you if you do that. You have to use techniques of emotional intelligence, understand that there's always fear. When people are violent, it's because they're fearful. And ultimately realize that if we use emotional intelligence, if we're not belligerent, if we start this process of reframing what it means to be peaceful, then peace is possible. And Erica Ford and her group, and Eddie Stern, who's here with his initiative with Urban Yogis, they'll tell you that crime rate has come down very significantly. Erica, what are the statistics now? The crime rate has come down.
We've had up to 4 years with no one being killed. We've had up to, I think, 800 and something days with absolutely nobody being shot. We know that in the last couple of months around our Target area, there's been a lot of violence. And so we're looking to expand our work so that we can help more people. But it's working. It's working all over the city. It took violence down 13% all over the city.
So that's proof that we can bring down violence, no more shootings. And we can do it here in the hood, we can do it everywhere. So thank you very much. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Deepak, for always supporting. Does anybody have any questions for Deepak? Wow, because I know he won't be here the entire time. Anybody got questions?
It's good.
Okay. He said that's good.